on the space station on officially day 3904. Oh man, we have a lot of work to do, but everything is already done. So I did a lot of grind. I mean, hours upon hours upon hours of grind. And well, we'll talk about that later on, but I have all of this down to the obsidian platforms, and these are going to be the engines that are going to hold up our city and keep it from falling out of orbit. So I'm going to start with the engines just sort of build up. This is very likely going to be my biggest storage area in this entire world, I think. I don't know if everything's going to be exactly where it is right now, but we're gonna leave it here for right now and then go with it and see what happens. But for first thing I need to do is I need to get some materials. I need to get some deep slate. I haven't even decided on the palette yet since changing out these textures back to vanilla. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do here. I want to do something that is really cool and unique. And yeah, we're gonna need some serious purple too. I need a super smelter here in a bad way, but well, I don't have it yet. Eventually, that's going to be something we build, maybe down near the engines. That would kind of make sense. I need super elevators. Oh my, I need so many things. Let's get building, ready? Let's start with the engines and see where we go from there. Well, here we are. Controversial decision number one, possibly. I decided to make all 5 engines totally different. And I think I want that because I want this thing to not be an absolute stellar, symmetrical, perfect thing. I want this to look like maybe it was built on the fly as Hank would be building it, right? He's up there somewhere building. And I think he would just come up with these engines, just like with whatever he has laying around. I think this is really cool. And, you know, I know whatever he has laying around, he doesn't exactly have deep slate laying around. I know, you gotta... suspension of disbelief there, everybody, right? So yeah, all 5 engines are different. We're gonna put an engine burn down there, real small one, an engine burn down on the bottom, because I started all these around 5 to 8 blocks up above the bottom of the void, so we can add in a little bit of an engine burn glow down the road a little bit, just a little bit, because, you know, there's no fire in space, but we can have maybe heat like a rocket fire or something like that down there. Now, the next thing I want to do, the very next thing, is figure out how to connect these guys, and it's going to be a little bit complicated again because, well, for one thing, I did 5 engines because there were 10 towers, so I just want every other tower as the placement for these, and I want to connect them to the central hub. Downside is I don't have a central hub, so I think I probably need to do that next, and with that is going to be a little bit of planning. I'm going to want to have elevators, and my idea is I'm going to have a bunch of elevators in the very bottom that go to every different floor, water elevators, of course. And so what you'll do is you'll fall, if you want to go somewhere, you'll fall down to the bottom, and then you'll catch whatever elevator you want to take you up to that floor. So instead of have just one elevator that you get off wherever you want, I'm going to have elevators that go every maybe, I don't know, 50 blocks or something like that, all the way up to the very top, and that'll be where you exit. So I need to go all the way down the bottom and build sort of the, I don't know, like the lower hub, and I think I want it to look really cool because you're going to be there quite a lot. A lot of grind later, and I finally got all these towers set up. I did the whole kelp trick to get all the water all the way up, and now we have actually exits at all the levels. So this is, I think, 58, I want to say, and then all the rest are like 100, 125, 150, 200, 225, and 250. So as it goes up, each level will be sort of its own floor, and I think it's going to be a really nice way to sort of get around. Every time you want to go up, basically you have to go down to get up. So if you go down here, then you're just going to fall. Try to hit the water. There we go. And then you can basically pick which floor you want to go up to. I think this works really nicely as a hub. This is probably going to be a glass floor, but I think I may take it down a level. I haven't totally decided yet. I haven't decided here if I want to do a glass floor either. I want this place to look really nice. I'm going to be here in this hub, like the elevator hub, a lot. Like, we're going to be here a lot. In fact, actually, the entire floor is going to come up by 1. That's why I have this here, because I want... You're probably going to walk on glass. That's going to stop Enderman from spawning, so everything won't have to be so lit up. By the way, I should mention here in the video, if you're noticing this command block, that's so I get night vision all the time in this world. And the reason why I want night vision all the time is just for YouTube purposes, basically to keep everything really bright, because otherwise the end is really, really dreary. So yeah, so if you notice the command block, you're like, ah, cheater. Yeah, that's why. It's just so I can have night vision, so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the next part of this is about to go down, and that's going to be the giant ring. So I do want to connect up these engines. That's going to be kind of confusing to do, but I want to put a ring up there. I'm going to put a ring all along these gateways, and I'm going to put it up at this level. Yeah, weird, right? But that's because over each of these gateways, I'm going to be building like an oblong sort of canister over all of them. So I want to have the ring established first. So with that being in mind, I needed to sort of put out what the roof of this area is going to be like, and to do that, I think that probably copper is the best, but I'm not going to use all copper. I just did an outline of copper, and then I'll probably come in with, I'm not even sure what slabs, or maybe just terracotta or something around there. But first, this is going to be what takes us out to the ring. So I got a lot of counting to do here. I did a lot of Google research and figuring out exactly how far out this ring should be. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, these caps, like the caps to the obsidian pillars, they're going to have to go. I'm going to have to use one of those like piston bedrock breaking things, which I'll do at some other point. I'm going to leave the gateways as they are right now. We're going to figure out some sort of like magical way that it helps the city stay teleporter. So we'll figure it out, some sort of lore reason. But this is the beginning of this, and actually what works out perfectly is I already have a way up to this level, which is really, really nice since I finished my pathway. So this is actually the elevator that comes out to right here. So we're good. And then if you want to go down, you just got to find that down elevator. I want to say it's that one, but I'll mark it later on. Okay, time to get a whole lot of counting and get out there. Oh man, this is gonna be a big one. We'll do a time lapse for this one. Okay, I don't want to do this entire thing off camera, but I've been working on the outer ring, and it is now, let's see, how many? 3 layers high. It has to go a lot higher, though, so my plan is going to be, this is about 5 wide or so, and then this is going to be 2, this is going to be 1, then I'm going to go 2 up here, and then 5, 2, 2, 1, you know, the whole way around. The upper part is going to be mostly glass, I think. So I did go to the desert and spend a good deal of time getting, I think, 5 more shulkers of sand and smelting that up. So it should be all set on glass. Actually, probably not. I'll probably have to go do it a couple more times because this is absolutely enormous. After we get all of this done, then we have a whole lot of other things. We got to connect things, obviously, and things like that. But this is a big grinder. So I've been listening to book 3 of the Stormlight Archives by the great Brandon Sanderson, and I'm going to continue listening to that while I continue building this up. I think what I'm going to do, I think I might make this all grassy. I think it'd be kind of cool to have like an enclosed grass ring with maybe some trees and stuff like that. I've thought about maybe biomes, but I think that's a little cliche. So I've just seen that a lot in end builds recently here. So I want to do something a little different. So I was thinking about maybe just doing like grass with trees on the top. And this could be maybe an oxygen providing thing. Like maybe, this could be one of the ways that they convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, is just having a lot of trees and lush stuff in this outer ring. And then we could pipe all of the oxygen into different areas. I think that could actually kind of work. You know, we could even say if there's not enough trees for the amount of people here, which are none right now, but eventually will be people, we could even say, oh, these are specially, Hank designed some specially genetically altered trees that have a really high rate of oxygen conversion, something like that. You know, lore is easy if you are willing to twist the rules just a little bit. All right. Well, I got to do a little bit more building. I got to do another ring of lights, then a couple more rings of these dark gray terracotta. Unfortunately, I'm just about out of it, so I'm going to have to go mine more of this. Blah. I'll see you on the other side. Then, at that point, we should be ready to connect the pathways up with the grass. That'll be cool. The next thing, and now that I have this done, I did do a copper ring go around both sides because I think this is probably where the grass layer is. I got to figure out if I want to go tubes going out this way. I kind of think I do, but before I get any of that done, I want to come down to these gateways. I keep calling them portals, but the actual technical Minecraft word is gateways. And I want to build up little sort of cocoons that are going to go up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build elevators on each one. So anytime I want to go to a gateway, I'll just walk around the ring, find the portal that I want to go down to, and whoop, zip right down here, take the portal, and then come back and zip right back up, and you're right back into it. Unfortunately, The circle that I have isn't 100% perfect. You can see right there where it's sort of off by a singular block. I don't care. That shouldn't really matter. These cocoons are going to be big enough that I think they're going to take up a lot of this ring, and probably once I get everything penciled in, should be okay. Again, I'm not going for symmetrical here. I'm going for kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge all thrown together, even though right now I'm extremely symmetrical. But this up here is not going to be the final outcome. This down here is going to be kind of more what it's like. A lot of different things all over the place. But a couple things like the ring, they need to be very symmetrical. So I'm going to go around and make all 20 of these things. I don't even have a design worked out for the rest of this. I just know that I want to go sort of this purple and deep slate, maybe some tough sort of feeling for the hanging bits, since the ring's going to be mostly white and glass. I did a good bit of grind here, and I got these rings started, and I think they look really, really, really nice. I am so happy. I'm so glad that I went away from just black, white, and gray and really went hard into color. I really think it's going to just make this whole thing stand out and just pop. Whenever all the copper changes to green, oh yeah, I'm going to let it all change to green. It's just going to be so, so nice. It's going to be like, kind of like the prismarine, but a little bit different. Oh, it's just going to be beautiful. So the next thing I need is I need a lot of purple. I need a lot of purple. I've used basically all I have, and I don't want to take down NC. I want to make actually a purple farm, but I want to make it look really cool. So we are going to head up nearly to the top. I'm heading all the way up to the 200 level to do a food farm, because here's the lore and here's the story. Hank is building this. Eventually people from Fixtopia, from our survival world, are going to come here to work, right? There's going to be employees that are going to be working here to build the spaceships and everything that we need to defeat the evil and mighty AI Cal. Well, to do that, they're going to have to eat, they're going to have oxygen. So those are two of our big concerns. Also power, of course, we're going to have to do that as well. But first, let's deal with food and let's get that stuff started. So we're going to head up to 200. I got some copper and just some stone, and yeah, I gotta find 200. The other thing I think I'm gonna do is, you know, I had planned on always having to go down to the bottom to get up to the top, but honestly, I think it's gonna probably be just as good to also have an entrance here, because this is where I spend all my time getting stuff. So let's grab some gates, and we're gonna cut into these, and it's gonna be a little bit of a shortcut. One of the things I always like to do when I'm doing mega projects like the one in the end is always think ahead sort of to the next one. So I need a lot of dirt and grass particularly, but whatever, it will spread. So I came out here to the Fixxiverse theme park because this is eventually going to be the Animal Kingdom. And something that I learned over there whenever I was doing the Main Street USA portion of the theme park is how nice it would be to start with a fairly flat land. Oh yeah, the castle's coming there. That's going to be a future video. Probably not too long, to be honest. Probably fairly soon we're going to get into that. But while we are collecting this stuff, I'm coming up with some plans. Oh man, just looking at this, I'm like, oh, I want to come back and work here. But no, we're doing the space station first. We're going to work on the space station, and then then I have probably another plan, and then after that, maybe back to the theme park. But I do want to get back to the castle at New Hope fairly soon, because we started that a while back and it's been a bit. So I do probably, you know, I don't want to wait too long before we get back to that. But yeah, this is very tempting. I really like this kingdom a lot. I just spent literal like 3 or 4 in-game days collecting resources back in the overworld, and I found a ton of copper at the theme park of all places. I am shocked at how much copper I have, so that's really cool. So I brought all that over here and smelted it all in my smelter over at Steelport. Now, I have a bunch of projects I want to do. I need to do the food area up there, and I probably need to do that first because I need a lot of purple, and to get purple, I really want to have a farm. Now, the reason why I want purple is because I want to extend this ring and really work on that stuff. But before I do that, I need to bring these guys up and touch that. And I am just about out of purple. I don't nearly have enough purple to actually extend that. So I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is work on this food area, extend it all, and really get into my sort of grind, what do you call this stuff? Chorus plant? Grind the chorus plant portion of the video. So let's get into another time lapse and really work on extending this food area and really getting the chorus fruit area all ready to go. So, you need me to build a moon base. I mean, I've been working on some upgrades to my, living situation here, but nothing on the scale you and the Breath are talking about. We are working diligently on upgrading our infrastructure, but Hank, we know when Cal comes back, and we're running out of time. Well, honestly, I've had some setbacks recently. Let me send you the footage.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It happened when I was sleeping, so to speak. I'm still trying to work out exactly what's going on. The real problem is the moon. I mean, there's nothing here but moon. It was mostly destroyed. I know it. You told us how you blew up the moon to destroy Cal's probe. But even utilizing everything that's left on the moon, there just won't be enough stuff.
I don't know much of this future technology, but I understand that one doesn't need a moon to mount a station in space.
Yeah, I remember space stations. We had those way back in my day. Well, maybe instead of a moon base, we need a space station. You know, I have left my other account sitting in my Prismarine farm, my Guardian farm, for, I don't know, like literally 2 days, basically, all the time that I've been on playing. And luckily I do, because I'm using so many sea lanterns here. But it's going to be great, because down in the bottom, if you take a look here at my camera, see, that's going to make it look really good. And I'm sprinkling some glass, so I'm trying to use some different colored terracottas just to signify different things. I don't want this to all be just black, white, whatever. I really want to mix in a whole bunch of different colors to really make this look together. So, oh boy, I did a lot of stuff. Okay, so I brought in all these things. Now, this glass is actually really important, because whenever you get up here, then you shoot these things right here, and then, you know, after you shoot like 12 of them, I've been planting 12, like 4 per layer, and then you just flick this and the water comes down, flushes it all into a little bit of a collection thing, and then you can come down here and you pick it up. So I'm getting some chorus fruit. It's not great. I don't love using my bow, but I don't think there's another way. I mean, maybe there is, and if there is another way, maybe you could leave in the comments down there. I've seen, since I have tons of arrows from my mob farm, I have seen like using arrows in a dispenser to like fire. But, oh man, if you could maybe link me a video or something in Discord or Twitter or something that shows me like an automatic, because I could leave this up for like aesthetics and then maybe put like a machine that just kind of goes automatically all the time, something like that. That would be cool. But yeah, this is kind of a drag, you know. Again, it's just like, you know, you're using a lot of durability on my good bow and all that kind of stuff just to do these, because you got 12, 24, 48 shots minimum just to keep just to replant. I just wish you didn't have to shoot. I just wish they would just pop off. It'd be really, 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 really nice. And then, you know, then you just automatically grab this and whatever, but it isn't that way, so whatever, that's fine. So, okay, so the other thing I've been doing is I've been making these farms here, and these farms are pretty expansive. These are going to be the aesthetic farms, obviously, for people to eat whenever they move to the space station. I feel like this is probably enough. I don't know for sure, but I think this is going to be enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to do just each one is just going to be a different crop, just using the main crop. So I'm going to head back with all my shulkers to the overworld. This is actually my like eating farm. I actually like harvest these potatoes to actually eat. So I'm going to head back to the overworld, grab a bunch of shulkers and all the seeds that I can find, beetroot, wheat, all potatoes, carrots, everything, and just plant the crap out of these. So it's been a while, but let's do a farming time lapse. Oh, would you look at that? That was a monstrous time lapse. That was a 3-hour time lapse, believe it or not. It just took forever to get this roof put on. The planting and stuff, you know how long that takes. Planting takes a while, but the roof just took ages. But we have a pretty nice little area here worked out. I think I love the colors. You know, obviously it's open to space, so that's not ideal for a crop farm. We're gonna have to deal with that soon, but I have this floor up here that I want to deal with in the near future, but I need to take a break. I need to walk away from this because we are now 29 hours into this project, day 4001, I think, right now, and I need to do something else that's not this. Every once in a while, I still will come up here, though, and harvest these because I need a ton of purple, and I can't really wait on that. But next thing I want to do is I want to go down and I want to actually start a factory because one of the things I really want to get into actually is purple. And I'm kind of thinking maybe the factory, maybe like right here. You know, I have all these elevators that are just waiting for floor. Oh, what a landing, waiting for floors. I'm thinking maybe this is the perfect place for a factory. This is going to be sort of a nature walk, right? This area here is going to be kind of like a park. So I'm thinking maybe here we'll do, let's do a factory and let's see if we can figure out how to automate some purple together, okay? I laid out this little floor for the using white concrete. I was going to say concrete powder, but that would fall right in the void. No, I laid out this little lab floor. I think this is good, but you know, it's super tiny. So instead of this being my lab, this is going to be the lab hub. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have lab that go out each sort of direction, maybe of the 4 cardinal directions, I think. And so I think we'll, using this beacon as the center point, go out like this way, right here. And I think we can just sort of go out here, and then I'm going to worry about how to sort of hold this up later. I mean, for right now, it's floating in space, and that's cool. Lab, I'm going to do all out of concrete. I think that's going to be the way to go. Downside is, of course, you know, like always, we don't have any stairs or slabs, yet again, to my chagrin. You know, I don't know. I just give us stairs and slabs. I want concrete stairs and slabs, man. Come on. Anyway, so I'm going to work on all these pathways. They're going to go out, and then we're going to do little labs. We might do them out to the ring, or maybe on the way to the ring. I haven't really decided yet, but I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I definitely want a place to work on some redstone ideas that I would like to learn how to do just as a general Minecrafter. Like, I don't know how to do redstone, like, at all, and I would like to. So I think this lab is going to be where I teach myself redstone. I've done some more work over here, and I actually finally connected all of these. I don't know what these things are. Well, these are the end gateways, but I don't know exactly what they're holding up the ring somehow, you know. And I finally connected all of those up to that. Now, I'm not sure exactly where I stand on materials, because the next part that I want to do is probably work on the pathways. So I got some white there. Yeah, probably enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, next thing I'm going to do is start these things, these bridges that go from this center area over there. And here's why. Let's pop out into camera mode so we can go up here and take a look. Okay, so this is the lab that I have so far. It looks cool to itself, but it doesn't really fit in with the space station vibe. So I need to figure out how to exactly make it fit. Part of it is that it's kind of a different palette, even though the white just being this concrete. Part of it is just the shape. This whole thing is very circular, very, you know, octagon, symmetrical. And then there's this thing that's right there. The reason I'm going to have 4 labs on all different sides, and then actually probably extensions on top of that. But I do need to figure out how to connect this from the very bottom the whole way up here. To start that connection process, I got to work on these roads. So that's the next thing that we're going to do, and then work on this area. This area here is going to be a big biodome, because this is going to be one of the big things that makes all the oxygen. So one of the things that we can do to help is, after we get the oxygen set, is make piping and tubing to carry this oxygen to all different corners of the space station, right? That would make a lot of sense. So, time to get building. We have a lot of blocks to place here. Well, these look really cool. So I got all these pathways all connected and stuff, and then went ahead and did the ones that go under this, because up here, after I filled this in, I have this. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we did sort of that fog effect of glass right along here? I think that would be really neat. And then I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if you could kind of see it, but not that well, so it almost looks industrial, almost like piping. I think that really just fits the bill really well. You know, I was going to go with deep slate at first to get that like a black gray, but let's keep up with the color. And I haven't used any of this regular prismarine at all. I thought, well, this is the perfect time. So yeah, this is cool. I'm a huge fan. Once this copper changes to green, it's going to be even better. But yeah, loving it so far. Okay, so the next thing that I got to do is I need to go get a lot of grass. I need a ton of grass because I want to go ahead and do all the ring the whole way around there, as grass is sort of the oxygen producing thing. But while I'm also doing that, there are a couple other materials I need. So I'm going to take up all of my shulkers. I think I found a bunch of shulkers since I started this project, just going around to different kingdoms in this world. And fortunately, I found however many this is, like 13 or something. And so I'm going to take all these back and go get as much grass and dirt as I can find and start laying this all out. I also want this area to be it's going to have a regular floor and then sort of raised flower beds, but it's going to be very flowery. And then we have the hardest part after that of how to connect this whole thing, because I have just no idea. Oh crap, I lost my flower. I was pouring water down here to go down. I think I washed it over the edge. I hope I have another one. Oh, hi, other account. Yeah, so I brought my other account here to the end because I want to leave him AFK for a little bit while I go and harvest a ton of sand and also smelt it all. Unfortunately, all my glass, all that like 3 shulkers of glass that I had, it's basically gone. I got a little bit left, but that's basically it. So, yeah, I'm going to take all my shulkers and go, but let me show you what you're going to watch next. It's one of my favorite things in Minecraft, and it's, you know, it's been seen before, but I love grass growing time lapses. I just love it. It makes me happy. So what I decided to use all dirt the whole way around, but I have some grass. So I'm going to grab some grass. I'm just going to sprinkle them all around, and then I'm going to record it on time lapse while I go in my main account here and harvest just gobs and gobs and gobs of sand. Okay. All right. This will be fun. Enjoy the grass growing time lapse. And by the time I come back, it'll be probably like over an hour or more later in real life. But for you, only a couple seconds. Well, that didn't work really at all. So, yeah, well, see you later, other account Fix. It's time for me to get back to work here because something I discovered that I didn't know about is the grass will only grow around a tiny, tiny little bit around your light source. I always forget that in the end, there's not like any light at all. Especially because I use this command block to give me night vision for YouTube purposes, but I just kind of forget that, oh yeah, wow, it's super dark. So unfortunately what that means is my grass, like this one, never spread, even after almost 2 hours. Just shy of 2 hours it took me to gather 5 shulkers of sand, I think another 5 of like sandstone, and lots of other stuff. So what we're gonna have to do, unfortunately, is I'm just gonna have to torch spam like crazy this whole place just to get all this to grow. Because look, some of them are just 1 block that never grew, and it was definitely loaded. So boo for that mechanic. Whatever. Speaking of boo for mechanic, I'm a little bit frustrated with the chorus fruit mechanic of having to shoot it with my bow just to knock them off. I have looked up a bunch of things, and man, their chorus fruit farms are incredibly slow. So I'm considering, because I feel it's a mechanic that's not right. I feel like it's a mechanic that Mojang probably should fix, because I don't think that having to break it with your bow manually is a good way to do it. So I am considering adding in a data pack that's going to make chorus fruit, like if you break it with water, then it will also drop the seed in addition to the regular chorus fruit plant. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, and I would say let me know in the comments, but probably by the time this video comes out, I'll probably have made a decision one way or the other, because this video is very likely going to be a 100-hour video. We are already basically, what are we at? Day 4031. There's no way that this is going to be done before, I don't know, 4,300, something like that. We're blasting right by everything, so I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about anyway, because I feel like it's a mechanic that's just kind of not the way that it really should be. worked out more of these passageways here, and I am going to make this sort of reinforcement tubes go all the way around, and it's making me think maybe I should reinforce over here too, because, you know, I put all this glass. I wanted to use regular Minecraft glass, like, you know, vanilla regular glass, but boy, it's really plain. So I'm going to need something to sort of wrap around this. I am going to put a roof. It's not going to go glass all the way around. Right now it's glass, I don't even know, like 7 or 8 blocks that curves in a little bit. And then from this point on, I'm probably going to do a roof with probably lighting right in the roof to help get rid of some of this torch spam. Some of it anyway. I just don't want Enderman spawning really anywhere, because that's one of the sort of surprise functions of this entire base, this entire space station I'm building. This is going to be my new Ender. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely massive. But I have to make sure they enderproof basically the entire thing so that they'll all spawn right where I want them to and nowhere else. So that all being said, I'm really using a lot of these prismarine sea lanterns everywhere just to really, really completely dig into that. Now, the other thing that I want to start bringing in is a little bit more stone. I realize I haven't used any gray stone really at all, and I think that should be part of the palette. Like, not stone, but like this. Whatever. What is this even called? Smooth stone. Yeah, I always call it smooth stone. That's right. I'm an old school Minecrafter that calls it smooth stone whenever I'm just talking about regular stone. But yeah, no, we're going to indeed use smooth stone, and I'm going to start using actually quite a bit of it because this has a really interesting texture. And one of the things I really like is when you put it together, you get that dividing line, which matches really well with the copper and with the not the prismarine, the purpur over there. See, they have these sort of grid-like design. I think I can really use that to play off of it. So this is going to be another sort of feature, and as I build more, I'm going to make sure to include more of this along with the deep slate, purpur, and prismarine as sort of my 4-block main palette, and then other things like the white concrete and black concrete and all that kind of stuff. Next thing I'm going to do is fill in this with glass, but you'll never believe it, I'm out of glass. Again, all that glass that I just got, like 2 hours of both mining glass and smelting glass, yeah, I'm out again. So I'm going to have to do another trip. Good news is I'm listening to a lot of my Oathbringer book, which is an amazing book, but yeah, it's pretty boring, and I cannot believe I have to go get more sand and smelt it yet again. I mean, at some point, one of the things I want to do here is I want to have the biggest super smelter like imaginable here, because, you know, since this is a void, I can run a lot of machines and things like that, and that would be really cool. But yeah, I gotta do that. Well, I did a lot here, and I like it. Okay, so here's what we got. I used these slabs again to bring in more of this gray. You know, it's a great texture. It's just kind of dated because this is one of the main slabs that everyone has built out of for the last, what, 12 years. So, you know, you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's kind of old. But, like, I mean, it fits perfectly. It's like a perfectly tiled sort of panel roofing for a space station. So we're just going to keep on going and trust in the whole system. This, I tried the fog effect. I tried to go every other layer. Then I tried to go like one magenta, one light gray, one magenta. And it just honestly, I think I just need more layers or something because it didn't pull off, or maybe it's with the complementary shaders or whatever. So I just took them out and just did one layer. We're going to live with this for now. I kind of like it. It looks very sci-fi. It looks like you're kind of looking over like a cooling rack or servers or something like that. So I think that's kind of cool. That bedrock has got to go. I've got to get that bedrock breaking mechanic, which I do not know, but I've seen it on YouTube, so I can probably figure out there's a couple other bedrocks floating around here. These are the top of the obsidian towers. The top of the obsidian towers, if you're wondering what they are. So, what's the next stage? Well, I think it's finally time, because this was a big grinder. This is a big grinder. But I've decided that, although I want to have not everything be symmetrical, I really don't love this lab, how it's not symmetrical. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 circular rooms on all sides, and then that can connect to different labs. So these can be like different areas to study different things. Like this could be maybe an area to study chorus fruit, or this could be an area to study something else or whatever. And I think that's the way we're going to go. So with that being said, I need to go get some more gravel and lay out these labs. I'm going to need gravel and sand and make a whole bunch of concrete. Yeah, I can't believe that. Death number 2. Death number 2 in the history of the survival world over 4,000 days. And that, again, I want to reiterate, if this were still hardcore, then that wouldn't have been a death because I just wouldn't have gone AFK while I'm, you know, grinding the concrete. But I thought, well, what the heck? Like, you just get lax, you know, whenever it's AFK. And I even had a totem, so I think I must have, like, popped my totem and also still drowned, which I thought that gave you, like, water breathing, but I guess maybe it doesn't. Anyway, so back up Elytra to the rescue. We're headed back to the end, and hopefully, oh, man, I hope I can get all my stuff. I am going to be heartbroken if I lose any gear. Oh, my stuff is so close to washing off because of pouring the water down. Some of it may have. I don't know. I haven't even stopped. I just got here. I just realized that I don't have a jack-o'-lantern on my head, so I would like to not die. I'd like to not look at that. Let's get that back on and get my jack-o'-lantern. Okay, so, oh boy, I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm missing some gear. Oh man, I hope I can find it. Oh, please don't be gone forever. Please don't have washed over the edge. It's so close, and that's the void, like right there. Oh no, this is. Oh, there's a pick. Oh, geez, it's just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Oh, maybe my netherite gear is gone. Oh, this is a disaster of epic proportions. I cannot believe it. I thought that the only thing I lost, was my elytra, but I found it just now. Oh man, I'm so happy. I got my gear. My helm is in my ender chest. So I have my shovel, my backup elytra now, a bunch of the extra fireworks I just had to grab, and yeah, it looks like I only lost basically some concrete powder, and that's it. So actually, super weird. Oh, my totem, you know what, my totem wasn't on my offhand because I was using the concrete breaking method with my offhand to, you know, do the hold the mouse down thing. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, well, okay, so second death. Okay, second death, no big whoop. Oh man, I need gravel, and I need a lot of gravel. Hey, can I ask y'all a question? How do you get gravel? How do you find gravel in your world in huge quantities? I know it's under the ocean, but like that's such a pain because then you have to get it and have a conduit and then collect it, and even collecting it's kind of a pain. And I mean, is there any way? Like, I've been going to the nether because I thought, well, I want to kill as many birds with one stone as I can. I need deep slate too. So I started mining deep slate, but mainly where I'm getting my deep slate is under Gabor, and I'm trying to make a big hole instead of straight lines, because, you know, if you make straight lines, you're going to have more chance to find gravel, whereas if you are just digging a big hole, you're not going to find as much. So I decided to come to the nether because I thought, well, I could use... You know, I could use blackstone, I could use quartz, and I could use ancient debris just in the future of this world. So I said, well, I'll come to the nether and I'll try to get it there. But now I'm under, you know, I'm deep down under the nether to deal with getting as much gravel and ancient debris and blackstone as I can. But now I'm dealing with lava lakes every freaking place. So let me know in the comments, where do you all get your gravel? Because I've got to come up with a better system. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean tons and tons of gravel, because between the moon and between the amusement park, I'm going to need so much concrete that it's sort of mind-numbing. So, you know, I know I've looked into a duper. It might be something I look into later, but it would require an end build on the platform, on the main platform, and that's not really something I'm super charged to do, honestly, because I think it would kind of mess up the vibe of the moon. But if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. So you have to let me know. You know, please leave me a comment. Please help me. I added on this top bit to the lab because I do want to, you know, I don't want this to be super weird that it's just like bam, white and gray. So this is all going to be connected somehow. The next thing that I want to start to connect, I think, is probably this floor going up to there. And I think this is going to be what sort of has a big connection to the actual power generation. And I have an idea for the power generation that's going to fit in lore really well. This space station is going to be powered, brace yourself here, by ender pearls and the magic that is ender pearls. So by endermen are going to zone in here and they're going to be dropped down there to their death, which is going to be an ender basically. That power is going to be then piped up to a lab, not a factory rather, which maybe either I'm right here or up there. There's a lot more room up there, but this is closer, so I don't even know. I mean, this is my storage area, which I could move, but honestly, I don't know if I have it in me to move my storage area. Again, I've already moved it like 3 times. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but the ender pearls are going to fall down there, and then we're going to have like pretend pipes that are going to go and pipe the ender pearls around to get them processed, and then that is going to be what powers all of this and what actually gives it the energy to be a sort of working modern space station. I think that's going to be something that Hank can figure out, is like how to, get energy from ender pearls. I think it could be a really cool thing. So that being said, I want to build basically the factory next and then start to figure out how to connect these engines, which are actually going to run the whole space station. So where are we going to put it? Well, it would make probably the most sense. Oh, man, I think it's going to have to be up there, honestly. This is going to be a big nature zone right here that's going to hold up the labs and all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to have to be up there just so there's enough room for these big sort of machines. One of the machines I want to have is the biggest super smelter in my world, because then whenever I bring all my stuff over here, if I have a ton to do, I can come here and super smelt it. So we have this little bit right here, and now I'm going to try to figure out how to build a very large facility there and then hold up that dome next. So I got some thinking to do before I actually delve into to this building process here, because I don't really have a plan. So, Hank, how goes the progress?
I've cleared most of the moon and the base that I've been working on for months.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm building, but honestly, I need more materials. There's no way down to the surface and no way for you to bring stuff to me. I'm really kind of stuck here.
Actually, there may be a way. I was discussing this issue with Levinfon IV, and he pointed me to a very ancient tomb.
Did you say a tomb or a tome?
As it turns out, both.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to get creepy in a hurry.
I found an ancient tomb that predates anything else in the catacombs of Gabor. It was of the first wizard of the Avon. With Levinfon's permission, I cracked it out and found the oldest thing I've ever seen.
And how old are you again, my friend?
It's not polite to ask a wizard his age, but yes, I've seen some shit. There was a book, covered in webs and half decayed. Still, though, what I could read was mysterious beyond anything I expected.
Mysterious? How so?
It's nearly impossible to translate, as the language must be some sort of pre-Ebonic. A word here or there comes out, followed by many symbols that I can't identify. Still, though, I was able to glean that it points the way to something called a nexus point.
And what could this nexus point actually do? And further, how could it help Hank?
I believe if we find one of these nexus points, we could send things through to the other side.
And the other side is?
If my translation is correct, the moon.
So, is this like normal stuff for you guys?
Has changed around here. I love this. Oh man, this is so much better. This is my blue glass, was just a frameless texture basically. I have two glass textures that are just completely frameless, and I just really love it. It just looks so magical and sci-fi and slick and cool and everything. Down here, there is a way to get down to the wither killing chamber if you want to. It's over here. So I made this. It's not totally decorated yet, but you just come down here and you can get in there and kill the wither the way that I do it, because I'm a big wuss, and everything else is really coming along. So okay, now we've done a whole lot of work, we've done a lot of building, and that time lapse was like almost 4 hours of building. It was really crazy, but it's time to move on to something else now that we have this basically done. What I want to do is I think I want to add maybe another couple rings around this, but before I get to those rings, I want to actually connect this up to this. And I think the way I'm going to do it is with a sort of flare out pattern that's going to sort of hold up these things. I know there's no gravity, so it's not really holding it up from anything, but I just think it's going to help make the whole thing just sell it, starting to get this whole connection going. The other thing, I was talking about doing an ender killing chamber way down there. Well, I can't because there's the end portal right there. And yeah, there is a void. You just can't see it where I'm far enough away. But yeah, if I put the ender guys, I was thinking about putting the enderman maybe up there and having them drop down, but you can't. They can't drop through the portal. So the enderman chamber is going to have to be up there because there's not enough space really to kill them below the portal and down there. Or there is technically, but it'd be really tight. And then I built this glass thing. So there's not really room. So it's going to have to go up there. And that's okay because we have this area here that's above the lab that's just positioned perfectly to be my new ender. So I think I'm either going to do that or I'm going to connect this. I haven't decided what yet, but my materials are starting to get pretty low. I've done a lot of building and not much resource gathering. Like I am totally out of glass, for example. My deep slate is getting very low, even obsidian. I even used a bunch of obsidian down there below. You can't really see it, but it's down under us. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to get more stuff soon. I'm getting worried about the copper because copper is a little harder to farm. But regardless, let's work on the ender. Why not? Because once I work on the ender, then I can get rid of that thing. I can take that whole thing down. That's going to be a big pain to get rid of too. But once I get the new ender up, then I can do that. So, all right. Well, time to get building. Oh man, I've been working on this thing forever, and I finally got a Mighty Mite here to spawn, and now I'm going to try to get him to come over here. Come on, there you go. You could stay in that little thing. Okay, cool. So now he is forever trapped, so you can get him right in the middle. It's hard to move these guys after they're sort of committed. Yeah, okay. Just get a little closer over there in the middle. Okay, don't kill me. Jeez, okay. So now, here's the problem. So I have this area, because I had this idea, and I tried this once before in Minecraft. I can't remember when or what server, what world it was or whatever, but I had this idea that it would be cool if, for the ender, which is something I don't really need. I have a gold farm and a guardian farm for repairs and XP. I just, you know, I'm building in the end, so I want to. So it doesn't matter if it's that efficient, but I had this idea that, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I had a, maybe I can just break the rails? It wouldn't be cool if whenever you go down here to kill them, you stand in the middle and they drop all around you. That would be cool, right? Then I had a further idea. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could turn the lights on and off to make it, you know, either on or off? Yeah, it would be cool, right? Okay, then the problem is I have the redstone running right from this tower here and going out to turn the lights on and off on the floor. But the problem is that now the Enderman can walk right across this little bridge, because if not, they'll fall on that bridge there and they'll kill the Endermite, and that'll be the end. So I put these, I don't think Enderman can get there. Then, you know, then the other problem is I have to put trap doors here. I think this will work. I'm pretty sure this will work. I don't know. Probably, maybe not. But I think as long as I have these trap doors over here and I have this glass that's too high that, you know, they can't get through, I think this will keep them. If not, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to get another name tag, but okay. Well, I'm going to try to get this thing all walled in and turn it on and see if this actually works. It's not absolutely ideal, but I think it works well enough, probably. Well, with the ender actually done and working, I totally did not mean to do that. Oh, I didn't bring any shulkers with me. I was going back to the overworld, but I just had drifted in the portal. Well, we'll leave that in. Anyway, like I was saying, so with the ender done, and it's working just fine. It's kind of cool. It's a little faster than I thought it would be. I'm now going to move on, but the problem is I am basically out of materials, like I said a couple clips ago. So I have to go farming. I just gotta go major farming. I'm gonna go deep slate farming because I'm mostly out of deep slate primarily. I have a couple other reasons why I want to go deep slate mining. I need a lot of gravel too, because I do plan on expanding the labs quite a bit. And to do that, I'm gonna need a lot of gravel. So I'm gonna go back to the end again, get my shulkers, and then I guess I'm just gonna strip mine, deep slate, and collect all the gravel and diamonds I can get my hands on. Deep slate mining sucks. It's so slow. But check out what I got. This is from one mining trip. So I got 3.5 stacks of diamonds, and a lot of other stuff. All this gravel, which is pretty nice. I got basically, let's see, I mean, probably essentially about three shulkers of gravel, which is not bad. And then if you come down here in deep slate, I have four and a half shulkers of deep slate. I have more torches and I have a couple more shulkers left, but honestly I have no motivation left. I have done so much deep slate mining and listened to my audio book, but now I'm ready to not do this anymore. So I'm gonna head back to the end and we're gonna do some building tonight. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. I just got up about 2 hours ago, and yeah, I'm inspired. I want to do some building. I sure have a lot to talk about. So yeah, you might see this and you might think, oh my goodness, don't tell me that you just did yet another super smelter. And I did. This is the last one. I promise this is the last one in this world. This is my last super smelter lava factory in this world, because this is the big boy. I still have the one in Steelport, which is, you know, medium size and pretty good. But if I ever want to smelt like, I don't know, like 4 shulkers of sand, which I do fairly frequently, well, this is going to be the big boy. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm actually going to have 4 rows of these. I think I can fit 4 here. So there's gonna be, and they're going to be going up in tiers. So this is just going to be just an absolutely awesome spectacle to see. It's 64 furnaces, because why not do 64? Of course, it's a Minecrafty number, and I am just starting the process of filling this in. I right now have my alt account AFKing over in Steelport to let the iron farms run, because I'm going to need a lot of buckets and more hoppers too. Now I do have probably something like, well, this much, you know, like nine stacks of iron blocks already saved up without even trying to like get to my stores of other things. But let me show you some of the other things. So I have these factories. This is going to take a little bit of work because I do want to have this as a walkway. And remember, this is going to be sort of I got to do something with this, but I want to have walkways up there and then something down here, and I haven't decided what yet. Originally, I was going to do a big nature area, and I still very well might, but I don't know how I'm going to fence this whole thing in. You know, I like the idea, sort of the juxtaposition of having nature down here and having really lush and beautiful and all that kind of stuff. And then if you go up, there's factories, and I think that's pretty cool. I really am glad they went with this white terracotta and sort of the almost brownish hues of the terracotta, rather than this lab up here. I'm going to end up probably doing something this lab because I do like it. I like it a lot, but it's just so glaringly not the same color palette as the entire rest of this thing. So I may end up either switching this out for terracotta or just maybe covering it sort of in a facade or something. I don't know, something. I'm just not really happy with that. But I am very happy with now I have at least 1 row of super smelter done. I have this purple glass saved up because I'm going to actually use this right here and just make this kind of like a window portal. I've been going back and forth between whether I want to do 1 pane or 2, and I do think 2 panes is going to be a little bit of a better look because it's going to give that little bit of I don't know, like a little bit more opaque, almost like a mysterious quality. It'll almost look like a portal, even though it's not a portal in the lore at all. It's just a window kind of. So I'm gonna keep on working on this. Hopefully you're enjoying where we're at so far. I still have a long way to go. I just bit my tongue. I was trying to record it for the first time in 4 days because I got strep throat, and man, I have been so sick. And I decided that, well, let's go over here and get some purple or cook it up here. And I think I have a problem. I think my super smelter is actually too big because the chest thing doesn't pick up enough items to make it all the way there and back before the first one smelts. Like, look, I may be wasting lava basically because this will get done smelting before it gets another one in it. So what I did to help speed up is I just filled up the mine. So I just like, I'm standing here and every time it comes by, I just like really hurry and click in a bunch of stacks, but that's not really ideal. So, yeah, so I may need to come up with a different system for right. I just realized that right now I don't have a chest here. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, I gotta figure out something to do here because this right now is not ideal. But what I am needing is a lot more purple because I've been working downstairs. Let me go down here and show you after I fill up my lava again. Okay, so I tried to record again and I bit my tongue again. And let me tell you, I didn't just barely bite it. I mean, I feel like I bit a chunk off the tip of my tongue. I guess I've forgotten how to talk just since I haven't really spoken in the last 3 days. So, okay, so I know my voice probably sounds really grovelly and stuff. Let me tell you what has been going on while I'm filling in down in this sort of lower part here because I want to get this up to here and then we're going to talk about sort of videos and stuff like that in just a few minutes here. But yeah, so my symptoms. So I get strep throat. I don't know. It probably got it from my kids. We're treating one of them for strep throat because probably came home with it from school or whatever. But so I got it and I didn't know for like a day. I thought, oh, I just have a sore throat. And then overnight, like it goes from sore throat to like so painful to swallow that like I couldn't sleep because every time I swallowed in my sleep, it like would wake me up in pain. Right. So I was like, okay, next day I was like, okay, something's going on. I think I might have strep throat. So we checked. Sure enough, I do. So I start, the process of getting treatment for that, and that's not incredibly simple. So I have to wait and get medicine and stuff like that. So now it's been like almost 2 days until I start the antibiotics, and they take like 2 days to kick in. So that takes me to the 3rd day before finally this morning, it's 3:46 a.m. right now. And I'm not sleeping because I've slept so much over the last 2 days, as much to just sort of wait out my time of being sick as anything else. Luckily it was over a weekend that I wasn't working. So I could actually just stay home and the wife could watch the kids and all that stuff. So I could just really sort of rehab and stuff, which is not usually the way it is. I mean, usually when you get sick, you still have to go to work or whatever, and I luckily did not. But so the first day I had this terrible painful swallowing, which was just brutal. It was brutal. It hurt so much. The second day, then it gets to be where I had these cold sweats all night long, horrible cold sweats. Like I'd wake up every 20 minutes with this like stuck to my sheets, as gross as that sounds. And yeah, and it certainly was gross. And then all day today I've had this arm pain. Like my left arm has been hurting so badly, and even not just my arm but like my wrist too has been like, I mean, it's not discomfort but actually like really hurting. So I'm taking lots of ibuprofen and ibuprofen and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it finally, tonight around maybe an hour ago or so, was the first time that I noticed. I was sitting in my chair watching YouTube videos because I cannot sleep anymore. And I noticed, like, wait a second, my arm doesn't hurt. And so finally, my arm doesn't hurt. My throat's hurting a little bit. I'm not going to be able to record very long clips for sure. But I'm finally kind of in the best place I've been physically in, oh man, maybe 5 days or so. We won't talk about my my keto diet while I've been sick because I just didn't listen to it. I wanted some comfort food. And I partook in my comfort food anyway. But I'll be back on that if I'm feeling better tomorrow. Anyway, I can't talk anymore. I got to cut this. I think that I am at a pretty good place to wrap up this bit of a project. And yeah, that's not all done. I mean, look, there's this area here, but the thing is I wanted to try these sort of extended big videos to see if maybe they would gain some traction with the YouTube algorithm. If you're watching this, thank you so much. I love y'all so much for giving that support and checking it out. Hopefully it's very entertaining for y'all, but it doesn't seem that is the case. So in that case, I figure I may as well just do sort of smaller episodes where I can get out a lot more frequent content and not spend 100 hours or more on each project, I mean, why not? We'll do a lot more episodes and just more frequently, and we'll have a lot more fun together this way. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap this one up right here and leave some things to get back to in the next time we come out here work on the space station. But This is a lot of progress for one singular episode. I mean, what the heck, man? This was the end island before we started this, and now look. I mean, this is kind of absurd. It's kind of absurd. So now next time we come out, we can say, okay, let's work on this lab and let's really set up some cool redstone stuff, or okay, let's work on some piping because we need to do some pipe, whatever. There's the world is our oyster. We can get to it whenever we want to. Okay, I will see you all next time right here from Survival with Fix. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to stop biting my tongue and just keep my mouth closed for the rest of the day. Okay, bye everybody.